Do 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 do. Why are these out of order? That's fine. Roboco first. I was there. Let's get this out of the way real fast. If this is another chapter, I mean, the first page was about the anime, but if they keep mentioning the anime, I'm gonna get mad. Hey, sir, what's up? Make a One Piece reference there? Oh, I see. Well, at least it's not about the anime, right? They're body switching, that's fine.
Monix test.
Monix? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say from now on. Monix. Monix. I summon my Pokemon, Monix. Thank you for the sub, sir. I appreciate it. And it's a Prime sub, even better. A Hunter x Hunter reference. You know, I've never read Captain Tsubasa. Dude, can't you wait for next week? Next week's gonna be so cool, because I ain't gonna stream. Because I'm gonna watch the World Cup. Because the World Cup's cool, dude. It's a fine chapter. No real complaints. The jokes aren't for me, but they might have been somewhat funny for some other people. So you know what? I'll just give it an average. This is probably an average Roboco chapter in general. No, I'm not. I'm giving it a meh because I just don't really enjoy Roboco that much. Can't lie to myself. World Cup is a meme? It's not a meme. If Lionel Messi gets the finals, you watch it, okay? I mean, it's not making a comeback, let's be honest. It's pretty gooby stuff, but, you know, I'm nice, so I'm not gonna, like, dog on it. I'm not gonna dunk on it. I'm not gonna put my foot down and stomp on it. Let's do One Piece before Arrow comes. We'll get One Piece done before Arrow comes, I promise. Alright, time for some Witch Watch. Oh, I remember this girl. Cast a spell on me to make me better at art. I see, yes. What is happening, dude? I'm not gonna be totally honest here. This is garbage. 100%. Big time garbage. The big garbage. just look at it. It's not even funny. It's not remotely funny. I don't think if I was 5 years old, I would think it was fun. Give it time to sink in, Monix. I think about for a day. No. I'm going to think about this, and probably until the point that I finish typing what I want to say about it, and then I'll never think about it ever again. This specific chapter. Do. Alright, well, that was that. I don't even really, I have no thoughts. Like, if you read that and you have any thoughts whatsoever, we should give you a prize. Like, you should be awarded monetary. Like, you should get, like, a Steam gift card if you read that and you had any thoughts of intelligence whatsoever. I wish I could comment and say, this made me want to throw up in my mouth and take a hammer and hit myself in the head. I wish I could comment that. That's how I felt reading that. That was torture. Legitimate torture. Alright, well, time for One Piece. Smile. My favorite time. The One Piece time. And Arrow's not here. Sounds like his own fault. And you know what song's playing? I believe this is from Lost Odyssey. It is. And if you've never played Lost Odyssey, you should. It's like one of the top 10 games I've ever played. Well, now they know where Luffy's at. Kizaru's on the... Oh, never mind. He's on the way. Yes, he is. Sag. Everyone just awakens. Everyone's got awakened powers. He got a power up. I didn't think that, like... So we talked about it, like, last week? That we didn't know how in the world he was even going to manage to stand up to and or fight, be close to, in any form or fashion, Luffy. But he's got an awakened form now, so that's cool. Oh, it's a major step down. 100%. But I would say that this fight lasts 2 chapters. Max. Wait, even in the oldest book of devil fruits, there's no such thing as a gum fruit? And then they just explain how devil fruits work and what they are and how they came to be? Oh, it's only a theory. Here's your Mihawk and your Jinbei and your Robin. Well, it's an android thing that he made. S snake, S hawk, S shark. Good morning, how's it going? What's weird is that he went straight to Gear 5. Like, he didn't even... I don't know why he needed to be Gear 5 to fight Mr. Cheetah Man here. But, I guess he felt the need to. Also, I guess he can just control this form at will now. Just, like, casually just go, yep, I'm Gear 5 now, smile. Like, I don't think that he needs to be in this form at all. I think he's literally only in this form so Vegapunk sees it and then goes, hey, what is this? There's no fruit like that. And then explain devil fruits to everybody so they can kind of have an understanding of them. That's like the only reason. Yeah, like, it's just so Vegapunk can see it. So I think that that's kind of bad writing. But it's kind of hard for me to go, this isn't a great chapter, because they kind of explain devil fruits, and that's something that, you know, we're 1,069 chapters in, and I kind of wanted to know. And then he says there's no such thing as a gum fruit. So now I'm like really super interested. So I don't really know if this is a good chapter or if it's a great chapter. Goryuka was here like 30 seconds into the stream. Alright, is this a good chapter or a great chapter? Need advice here on what you guys think. Does the bad writing of the fact that he goes Gear 5 for no reason other than for Vegapunk to see it, does that diminish the chapter's value? Well, we thought that maybe, like, this form is not related to his gum fruit, right? But he still has the gum fruit. But this is saying, like, no, he doesn't even, that's not even his fucking devil fruit smell. Yeah, I mean, personally, I think that this is only good. Because if he's Gear 5, there's no way that Rob should have even been able to get close to Axe Boy, quote unquote, and he should have wiped the floor with him in 2 seconds. Awakened or not. Arrow, why you get here as we finish One Piece every time? You do that on purpose? That's like 3 straight weeks, sir, of you getting here right when we finish One Piece. Alright, I'll cover it real quick just for you, okay? We show up. They're like, hey, what's going on? They're like, I guess we'll just, like, beat up some people. Kizaru's on the way. Alright, so Kizaru's on the way. Vegapunk's working together with people. Vegapunk sees this and goes, there's no such thing as a gum fruit. He looks like a god that's been erased from historical records. The sun god. And then he explains how devil fruits work, that every devil fruit is a possibility of human evolution, and, you know, explains kind of how that works. Then they show off the little androids, and then Rob attacks this dude. Oh, and Rob has an awakened devil fruit form. So there you go. You've been updated. You like how Sun God only exists for the slaves to believe? That makes sense. Yeah, I think it's good. Now, if he fights Kizaru in this form, then I'll say, okay, he should have been in this form. Because Kizaru's on the way, right? And he's lightning fast, literally. So maybe it's just he's in this form so he can fight Kizaru. That's going to show up probably in the next 1 to 2 chapters. Yeah, like he should write Lucy like Cheetah Boy should be wiped from the face of the map with one attack from Gear 5 Luffy. So that's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Probably gonna get hate for that, but that's just how I don't know. I feel. So the androids could be on a rampage as well. Yeah, you could have you could have those androids like or clones. I don't really know how you want to look at it. I'm just gonna call them androids. You could have the androids like absolutely go on a rampage. Kizaru be there. And like mega shit go down, and that would be interesting. Dragon kill points. You roll on loot. What does that mean? How do you roll loot? Like when you kill something, it just goes you can re-roll it if you have points. Kizaru is cool. And I feel like his powers have kind of been explained, but I want to see him like fully be used. Wait, you have to use points to buy loot? Just pick it up, Forehead. It's on the ground. Yeah, see, I think it's just he needed to drop lore, so Vegapunk has to see Luffy in that ability. Although Luffy's going to use this form later to fight either androids or Kizaru. One of the two. I think Luffy could fight an admiral pretty... I don't know if it'd be pretty easy, but it's definitely going to be a fight. It'll be good. It'll be interesting. It'll be a lot more interesting than I think him fighting Kid Mihawk. I think it'd be more interesting than him fighting Cheetah Boy here. Yeah, like, Kizaru could literally appear next chapter, because he's fast. I mean, he probably, I don't know, this is like how I look at things. I think he's probably the fastest dude in the One Piece verse. So there's no, I mean, if he was already on the way, you know, he was already on his way. So he could show up next chapter, and I would have no problem. But he says don't let him do battle with Straw Hat, but if he's already fighting Straw Hat, then I guess Kizaru has to help beat Straw Hat. Unless what happens is he gets there, he starts a fight with Straw Hat. Androids go out of control. Kizaru has to stop androids. Luffy and Vegapunk get to sneak away and leave. But I don't see Luffy going, yeah, let's just sneak away. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, I'm definitely interested in every single chapter of One Piece. Because, like you said, the pacing's super fast. I feel like if the pacing had been like this, the whole series, then when people go, One Piece is the GOAT, I don't even think you could fucking, like, debate that. Now, you'd probably have, at least 400 less chapters, but every single chapter would just be packed with stuff. Oh well. On to the next one. How to be Luffy's ally. Beat him 101. Pretty much. Alright, Sakamoto Days time after I write it down on my notes so that way I know how to timestamp. It's also cool to see how much time we spend on other things. Is that a break next week? I'll go look real quick just for you. Yes. Also, I'm not going to stream on Christmas. None of you will be here. Let's not lie to each other. Okay? I won't be doing anything, so I could stream, technically. But, like, I don't think you guys are going to be here. Stream on Christmas? I think it would have to be more than just you. You're all going to be here? That's a lie, dude. You just straight up lying to my face. Everybody here is a Muslim, I see. I was gonna make a joke, but then I know that that'd make Chitando mad, so I'm not gonna make the joke. Because it had nothing to do with what you guys are typing, but it reminded me of something I was doing earlier. Or it'll make him sad, one of the two. I don't know if you should type that, Arrow. All sea people you know are Muslims? I don't think that that's true. I don't think that's true. Yes, I would say some are correct. I would say that a while ago, probably like 20 years ago, it was less Christians, but I think more sea people are becoming Christian gradually. I mean, I don't shit on any religion, sir. Whatever you want to practice, go do your thing. Although I do think that like not believing in anything is kind of like lazy, if that makes sense. Like I think that you should have some belief in something, even if it's just like your belief is scientific, like you believe in science as a basis for things, or if you believe in like karma or mysticism or anything. I think that you should just believe in something. To not believe in anything is kind of, I don't know, it's weird. So, are we gonna post the the picture from back in June where America beat Morocco 3-1? Are we gonna post that? If Morocco manages to beat France, are we gonna post that photo and then write USA better than France, better than Portugal, better than England? Are we gonna do that? Did that happen? Yes. We beat him 3-0 actually. June the 1st, right here. 3-0. Morocco. And it wasn't like that this was 3 years ago or 20 years ago. It was in June. What team were they using? I guess their regular team. I don't know. I mean, we have Pulisic and Weah and Cannon and Robinson and Zimmerman and Long. We have all of our starters out there. I don't know if this is Morocco's starters or not. I'd have to look it up. It is? Yeah, then we beat them straight up 3-0. Take that. No, I'm just going to trust Tritando. If Tritando says it, then it's right. So, USA still better than England. And better than Portugal. Don't at me. And if Morocco manages to beat France, I'm posting this photo right here of this. And I'm going to trigger Fatar. 100%. By the way, this backstory, great. Pretty sad, but great. This, I can confidently say, is a great chapter. Because they've been talking about this dad killing his mom for a long time now, and they finally explained what it is, and now I kind of understand why the guy feels the way that he does. And how everything is like tied together now. Also, Chitando, tell me if you want to hear the joke. I'll tell you the joke. You gotta promise that you won't be offended. Let's see if he wants to hear it. Okay, so I bought the Neymar skin So when I stream Call of Duty later, you at least get to see Neymar since he's not in the World Cup anymore, Sedge. He has cool voice lines. It's in Portuguese, too. I liked him better than playing with Messi. Messi says, like, his Spanish lines, they bother me. From the little Spanish I know. But I don't know Portuguese, so I'm assuming the Neymar skins says it way cooler. Listen, he's cool with it because he knows that Brazil is the ultimate football nation. And he also knows that the USA will never, ever, in the history of America, win a World Cup. So... No, they will not. Now, I think that they could maybe make... they could possibly... Now, I doubt it'll happen. But they could maybe make a Final Four next World Cup. Because all their players will be 4 years older. They'll all be like 28 to 30 years old. But I think that at the end of the day, they have one guy who's good, Pulisic. Like, world level good. And that's it. They'll never make it past 8 teams left. Yeah, we've been top 4 once. Like... Like, how many times has Brazil been top 4? It's not even close. So, you know, that's why Chitando will never be affected by a soccer joke from an American. Yeah, see, 11 or more, at least. And that's a shit ton. No doubt about that. Now, what we should do is think about how many times England has been there, and since who knows when. All right, my hero. Although I feel bad because dude, let me see if I can find this video and I'll show it to you. Where is it? I may not have saved it. Oh, here.
Actually, I just want to say this before Harry Kane takes his pen. It's going to be Harry Kane's the best penalty taker in the world, by the way.
Harry Kane's the best penalty taker in the world. This is right before the penalty.
Nails it. Like when you see these Bruno Fernandes that take the little pirouettes up, the Jorginhos take little pirouettes, try and feint the kill. Harry Kane finds a spot and absolutely hits it. And we're going to see it right now. Harry Kane under the pressure. Don't prove me wrong, man. Don't prove me wrong now. I'm just actually giving it.
You can't be calling him the best penalty taker.
I'm an Arsenal fan. Like this guy's absolutely unreal taking penalties. Under like pressured situations as well. World Cup.
They've done it again. They've taken 4 minutes to take this pen.
Here we go. Harry Kane after giving a big rap for him. Slots it. Oh, he put it over the bar.
Oh my god. They'll get one. They'll get one.
Oh, no, Stab.
The best. What was it? The best penalty taker in the world.
Best penalty taker in the world, boys.
Actually, I just want to say this before Harry Kane takes his pen. It's going to be...
His first mistake was being an Arsenal fan. That was probably his first mistake. Yeah, it was Ronaldo, Sage. Oh, that was good stuff. I gotta change the timestamp though. I laughed. I laughed so long. Like, I watched that video and I just laughed and laughed and laughed. And I shouldn't have, because that's mean. But, like, he straight up jinxed the fuck out of him. Harry Kane's best penalty taker in the world. For sure, for sure. He goes up there and rips it right over the bar. Alright, now we can start My Hero. My question is I don't know enough about football. So, like, on his penalty, why did he try to, like, fucking shoot it so hard? Like, you see most of the guys come up, they're trying to aim for the corners, or they're trying to, like, take a slow approach and get the keeper to kind of jump and kind of just roll it in, you know what I mean? He went up and fucking drilled it. Is that, like, that can't be, like, normal, but I guess it is if he's supposedly, like, pretty good at taking them. I mean, he just fucking drilled it. I cut off the video, but the dude looks at his friend and goes, "We might want to open the window. It might sail over here." And then I watched a Ronaldinho video this morning. So good. Yo, I also found out that Ronaldinho assisted Messi on his first goal for Barca. Messi's first goal for Barca, assist by Ronaldinho. Nice. We still haven't had our chat about romance. Dude, what the fuck? That's cringe. And then she says, "I wish we could have." Get me out of that, whatever the fuck that was supposed to be. Good times when Brazil had Ronaldinho and Ronaldo. There's one more guy you're forgetting about. It's the 3 R's is what they were. I can't remember his name though. Because even though I watched the video earlier today. And they owned. They straight up owned. Onyx? I think that it might have been there. I don't know. Let's just go look up 2002 Brazil team. This is 2022. I wrote 2002. No, I didn't. Herald of Rivaldo. Roberto Carlos, he's a beast. Carodinho? Yeah, it was Rivaldo. There you go. Yes. Dude, he flopped so hard right here. What the fuck is this? That's some England floppage right there. Oh, he put his hands over his face, everything. What in the fuck is that? Oh, no. What a flop. And the dude got a second yellow for that. Dude, Kaká was so good. He was a beast. And I wish more people talked about Kaká because he was so good. And then this haircut, iconic right here, boys. Alright, anyway, back to this. By the way, this is all about feelings and stuff. This is a meh. This is a mega meh. I just kind of... They shouldn't have even said any of this. The whole romance thing, stupid. It's a stupid aspect to this fight. At this point, like, the romance thing should... It's too late to talk about it. And for them to bring it back up is silly. So, in my personal opinion, this is a meh chapter. And some people are probably going to get mad. Carrying Jump. Yet to the fucking dumpster outside. What the fuck are you talking about? Did I even save a photo? Like, was it that bad? Yes. It was that bad. The thing that Mitesh posted today in the manga channel it's a good series though. I will confirm that. It's not Coomer stuff, it's not Isekai, it's actually good stuff. Some people, they're going to see this right here ahead of this right here, and they might have, like, they might physically, like, their face will get red and they'll start shaking, I think. Alright, new series, Fabricant 100. Time for chapter 2. that one guy. I'm sure that there's people that look... See, what kind of makes me mad is that people will look at just the first tweet and the rankings and then not go read what I wrote, right? I understand if you don't want to go look at the timestamps and find out the 20-minute portion that I talked about your series that you like. But you could at least scroll down and like look at what I wrote. It's a couple of sentences, and it kind of explains how I felt overall. Because somebody, the same person that's tagged me 2 weeks in a row, has went, just drop Roboco if you don't like it. And I said, oh, there was something I actually liked in the chapter, but I gave it this because of this, and I explained it in the review. And they go, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Like, don't just look at the top thing and then go, oh my god, he put it there. It must mean he hated it. He must not have liked anything. He must have no valid complaints. He must actually just be wrong. He should probably just drop it. Or you could like go read what I wrote and then think and then ask, and then I'd be happy to respond. And nothing against that person or any person that does that. Just don't do it multiple times. Do 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 do. Chapter 2 is a bit more decent of this. I like the idea of being able to hold your breath, so they have like a special pair of lungs. That's cool. Last one had legs. Okay, I don't know about trapping someone in a giant air bubble. That's kind of... You know what? Let's just ignore that and keep moving on. It's just a good song, right? I do think that this was a little bit better because we're kind of doing some hints on backstories, and I kind of like the fact that this conversation made her at least think a little bit. And yeah, I mean, I think it's okay. I don't know if this will survive because I don't think it has anything that makes it stand out above everything else, but I think it's at least decent. The table content's kind of weird. I mean, you have like your normal Sakamoto One Piece My Hero, but Witch Watch being up here is a surprise. But I think it was about, what, 6 chapters ago that they met the other ogre? Yeah, I can kind of see that. Like a mix of like Ghostbuster Red Hood type thing. I can see that. And I know Mashle's going to be down here for at least 3 more weeks, probably in this little bottom half. I know I'm personally burnt out on, because he was in the healing. He was healing for like 35 chapters. So, and I know Hunter x Hunter's always going to be down here because people. It doesn't matter where it's at in this. People are going to read it, so it doesn't matter. Blue box. Look here. Oh no, we're at the hour mark. I have to add extra numbers. Oh yeah, they're on a date, Smile. I forgot. I want Jump to have another golf series. I liked the one with the Kerr co-author, and I don't really know why it got canceled, but I kind of want them to have a golf series. I don't know, golf is always interesting to me. But it's like, it can be interesting in manga, right? Like, some people are going to be like, well, golf's not interesting at all, but I think if you, in manga form, it can have interest. It can be competitive, it can be compelling. Yeah, these new series, eventually some of them are going to fall to the bottom, like Tokyo Demon Bride story will. That Ichigoki Under Control, I think, will fall to the bottom. And then between Fabricant 100 and between Cipher Academy, one of those is also going to fall to the bottom. Why is this guy a dickhead? I don't understand. So are we playing the other side of the fence? Is this basketball guy? I'm kind of confused. I don't remember what the basketball guy looked like. Is this the other basketball dude? Because if it's the other basketball guy and it just turns out he's just an asshole for the sake of being an asshole, and he doesn't like her, he just wants to be a dickhead, then that's not remotely interesting at all. I'm probably gonna give it a meh because the date was stupid. He got interrupted twice. He goes somewhere, some other dude just happens to be there buying stuff. And then they go to the cafe, and then this dude just happens to be there. Like, I don't know. For me, that's kind of meh. I'm just gonna put BB, and people should know what that is by now. I mean, there's 81 chapters out. If you can't piece that together, I don't know. I can't help you. I don't have enough spots. Like I have to write out Ichigoki Under Control, Ichinose Fam Sins. I have to write out Cipher Academy. I have to write out Fabricant 100 in full. So, and until they get popular or not popular or they're gone, I can't really shorten them too much. Alright, let's see if Cipher, what's going to happen with this puzzle. That's a cool title page. F10, TI, FDS. See, I thought about doing that. I just, when they're this early on, I don't want to shrink them too much. Like, I'd rather put BB, UU, WW than shorten those. Actually, now that you mentioned that, I want to put WW here. Plus, it's cool that there's WW, BB, UU. There's GG right here, HH. So that's kind of that's one interesting aspect. Wait, what? I got confused there for a second. My brain stopped working. I'm not going to tell you what happened. Or why. Alright, I'll tell you. It was about the flag for a second, and I was like, the number of stars representing states is 50, and then I was like, wait a second. Is there 50? I live in America. I was thinking about 13 as the original colonies of the stripes. I got my stars and stripes confused. I don't know how you confuse a star and a stripe. One's literally a fucking stripe, and one is literally a star, but my brain just, like, didn't work for a second. So they listed every single state in alphabetical order. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of this at all. Like the puzzles aren't cool. I mean, like they're interesting when you go back and explain them, but it's like when you do puzzles, I feel like you as the reader should be able to attempt to solve the puzzle. When with most of these, I feel like there's such leaps in logic of what you would have to think about to solve the puzzle that it's like no normal person could solve it. And it's really just the author going, well, you know, this and this. There's stars here and there's 50 and obviously that means America, and then just use the alphabet and compare it with America. Also put them in alphabetical order, obviously, and then do this, this, and this. And it's similar to the poem, but you didn't see the full poem or how we solved it exactly. So now we just like know the answer. To me, that's like that's not cool. That's annoying, is what it is. So I'm not a big fan of that at all. It's actually like tilting. Like if you give me a puzzle, at least give me the ability to solve it. I mean, I gave it the benefit of the doubt for a few chapters, but now I'm like, okay, this is the fourth chapter. Like, if there's nothing going on now at this point, I'm gonna start like giving you a real grade. I don't know what the comments are saying, but it's probably like not liking this. Story's cringe shit. Yeah, first time that they've been right about this stuff. Well, see, my problem is that what they could have done is made the villain here like ambiguous. So you don't know if the girl with the glasses is the villain or the student council president is the villain. But instead, the chapter after they give you the what ifs, the glasses girl just confirms she's a warmonger, so you know who the villain is and who the good guy is. And it's just a matter of time before this dude finds out that this is a warmonger, and it kind of like there's nothing besides the puzzles that remotely is supposed to be a selling point. And like you said, there's no home life, there's nothing. It's just solve a puzzle, next chapter, solve a puzzle, next chapter, solve a puzzle. And then maybe we'll make the story go a little bit forward. I don't know. To me, it's just there's nothing remotely. And the sad thing is I kind of thought that this series was going to be like this. Like, everybody's like, he wrote Bakemonogatari. I'm also like, well, he kind of wrote a lot of other things and they weren't very good, so, you know, my expectations are pretty low. Oh well, Akane time. I mean, the same thing that I say about Elusive Samurai, right? Just because you wrote Assassination Classroom doesn't mean that your next series is going to be like super flawless for me. Or just because I've also watched Pretty Boy Detective Club, and that wasn't any good. You know. Tell me about the bullying. She knows. I think this will be a very interesting conversation. I like her logic. Like, if you're gonna do something, at least do it well. He was probably mad about the way you did it, because it wasn't good enough. Is she gonna offer to teach her a story? Because that will be interesting. Yep. Okay, cool. And see, this is interesting because they're saying that she's not supposed to be able to perform this story. And it's a story that's saved for the end of the show. But she's going on, like, basically first. So is she going to go up and try to undermine everybody that goes after her by doing a story? And if she learns it from the person who basically perfected the story, as you can see, then that would be a way to undermine somebody effectively, like she just mentioned. Do it well. If you want to show somebody up, go out in front of them on stage and do a better story than they could ever do. And when they come out, the crowd won't be into it, and maybe then they'll apologize. I like this. I really like it. I thought her character was just going to be like a certain appeal, and based off the story she did, I thought it was for like a certain eye-catching audience or something. But now I like her character. I want my desires to come true. I want many pieces. If you have no value, I cut you loose. Perfect. And then they go up and they hype this dude up. Okay, I'm cool. I personally think that this is a great chapter because it developed her character. It made me interested in his character, and it sets a plan in motion for our main character to get better. It did 3 different things that you could easily do 1 chapter apiece for, and it rolled all 3 of them just like boom, 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 boom. I can't put the thing about taking... Oh well, I think it's still great. Whatever. Now the problem is I saw that, you know, they licensed this, right? And I kind of want to buy it. But the problem is that, 1, there's so many things that I want to buy that I don't have the money to probably buy it effectively. 2, I don't know enough about Japanese culture or Rokugo in general to like warrant like, oh, this is a topic that I really like, so I could definitely like make an exception and find a way to purchase this. And I've also thought like, yeah, I've really liked it. We're at chapter 42 though, and I'm assuming that sometime it's gonna have a lull point. But it hasn't thus far. Ichigoki, under control. This will probably be pretty quick, unfortunately. I'm a dude, I'm a cyborg.
time is swiftly drawing near. I'll be left alone.
I like this joke, actually. I like this joke. A lot of people have seen him saying they're growing some bad grass. Let's weed that idea out. Okay? I like that joke. Okay? That's a good joke.
And love keeps drifting away. It all keeps drifting away.
And then they ruined it by you translucent burbach, temper tip meathead, enamel board meeting, bootleg North South America, rainy day bike rider, east to west denim farm, case by salsa taxpaying violinist, side profile platypus, cornstarch, interdental brush. What does that even mean?
So I hesitate when I know what I feel. I may be too late.
This is a yikes. I don't think this is as bad as the Blue Book or the Witch Watch chapter.
Seems I'm living in a world
I mean, I still think that it's pretty damn awful.
they are both the same.
But at the end of the day, it wasn't as bad as, like, it wasn't like My Hero or Blue Box or something, so I'm probably going to give it a yikes. But, like, Witch Watch was so far down there that it's hard for me to be like, yeah, this is definitely on the level that Witch Watch was this week.
The rain keeps falling on me. It all
What I may do is move Roboco down and then put this in Meh. And then that may kind of satisfy my criteria, I think. That's probably what I'll do.
within the vast and endless world, there is a place where tenderness calls the solitude a friend. No one is with me, nothing is with me. All that remains are memories. There is a place where coldness and warmth are woven into one. Our moments pass on by, then people pass on by, and love keeps drifting away. It all keeps drifting away. One day I'll be there, someday I'll be there. End of this long and lonely road. There is a place where tenderness calls the solitude a friend. No one is with me.
Now, I don't think that it'll get another... It'll probably be yikes the rest of its existence, but the only reason that I'm going to give it the Meh, like I said, is because it had one joke that I thought was funny. I did save that, right? I didn't just exit out of it. Yeah, okay, I did. me go here, refresh. Black Clover, 2-week break. We already knew that. Here. Save. B. B. Done. Alright, Elusive Samurai time. I hope I wasn't softened up by reading some dog crap that now I'm gonna be like halfway okay with this. Well, they actually finished the horse guy and they're retreating. And they have a little bonding moment here. You know what? I don't know if I got softened up or what, but I'm okay with this. This might even be, one could say, good. You know, if there's one word I'll never be able to spell, it's definitely. Yeah, I just can't spell it. I mean, it should be easy, right? It's define, and then you just switch the E to an I, and then to Lee. But every time I write it, I want to put DIF, which would be definitely. It's just my brain doesn't. Whenever I'm writing it, it just doesn't work. Alright, Ichinose time. It's drilled in there. You know, I think other countries learn English Probably, like, way more strict. Probably better than we learn English in America, which is weird, but... Yeah, here we go. You don't know about what for yours? English? I like this, where I figured that all the people that are bystanders, they would just move on to the next thing. Like, they don't care about his amnesia. It's just, they were here because it was funny. Then they're like, well, both of you are disgusting. And then this guy's like, oh, don't think I forgot about you guys laughing at me too. Get dumped, dog. Dunk on him. Many of your friends aren't? Just because you hear me speak English doesn't mean that, like, I'm indicative of everyone else that speaks English around me. Around here, it's, when you're around here, there's a lot of people that they say ain't, and they isn't, and they was not, and they isn't gonna, none I wanna, you know, like that type of stuff, and they kind of talk like this. And there ain't nothing that you can never do to ever teach them English. So, like, that's that's the type of stuff that is prevalent around here, and I would say in most southern rural areas. So, you know, your English may be good, and then some of your friends, their English may not be as good, but I feel like a lot of kids, especially, maybe not your parents, but kids, you're taught English, but then because you also talk to people all over the world, whether it's Twitter, Discord, Facebook, you learn English far better than some people around here. Like, we probably have the same level of English for some people simply because everyone's learning it off of the internet. They're not, like, actively doing it in school. I come to Brazil, we swap lives. When I was a kid, I was talking to this girl who lived in the Philippines, right? And they speak Tagalog. And I learned firsthand that acronyms don't mean the same thing in different languages sometimes. This was probably like when I was 12, so like 18 years ago, Omega fucking lol, when the internet was still young. And I found out that LOL most certainly did not mean LOL, like laugh out loud. It meant like love our life or something. And, you know, did not understand that for a while. But she didn't bring it up to me. She brought it up to somebody else who then was like, hey, does this mean this? And I was like, no, it does not. That means that it's funny. I can't more. That's what she said it meant. I mean, I can't. I was confused. Shitando is a mega Chad who gets tons of girlfriends on the daily. So there's no way he's going to want to just freely swap lives with anyone. He also has cool neighbors that get drunk and then sing sad romantic songs. So you like get a free concert nearly every night. I've been informed in this classroom you threw garbage all over your classmates. I'm shocked. This teacher's a piece of shit. It'd be nice if she like did her job correctly. So, I wonder how this is going to play out now that they've been ostracized by their whole entire class. Probably not well. I think what would be nice is if they switched family members here. I mean, Japanese schools are super strict. Like, girls, their skirt length requirements, and like it's even down to like ponytail. Like, you have to have your ponytail a certain way. It can't be too high up. It's got to be like a certain way on your head. Like the whenever they do school stuff, I'm kind of confused as to like how they think schools are like this, because it feels like they're probably never like this in Japan. Yeah, it's for real. Serious stuff. Super strict. Next chapter, I hope that they switch to the sister. I think that this is good. It's a nice way to round up everything. But I kind of just don't know where you go from here. It's like, okay, now the class hates them, but he found a friend, so he still doesn't have his memories. Where do you, like, is there anything else that you can do here? I don't think so. I think you just switch to a different family member, personally. Yeah, like, I think that this is good, but it's still kind of like, where do you go from here? There's no cliff. Like you said, there's no cliffhanger that makes you go, yeah, I can't wait to read the next chapter. But I also think that the author knows that they have time to use, because they're gonna put on volume 1 from the author of Takapi's Original Sins, and people are gonna buy it just because they read Takapi's Original Sins and thought it was great. I guess we'll move on to the next family member. That's what I think. Yeah, I wonder what it was like to go to Arrow school. See, going to school, like, for me, there was never people that got bullied like what they show on, like, manga and stuff. But, I mean, there's people that get bullied. But, like, by the time that you get to probably 5th grade, people don't bully people anymore. It's just you have certain friend groups, and if there's people outside of that friend group, you're going to talk bad or look at them weird, but you're not going to actively say, like, bad shit to them or go out of your way to, like, try to fuck with them. I mean, I've never bullied anybody, but I've had people come up to me and, like, on the playground when I was a kid and be like, want to fight me. And so, well, we're going to fucking fight. Because here's what I was told when I was a child. My dad said, if somebody's going to try to bully you or want to fight you, you better whoop their ass. And even if you don't whoop their ass, then they'll probably respect you. And if you get in a fight, I'll give you money. And so I said, sounds good. So I didn't actively go out of my way to try to find people to fight, but I definitely was not afraid of anyone. I mean, in my school, I don't know. There wasn't really bullying, dude. Like, my school graduated and we only had 300 kids, like, in my graduating class. Like, my high school only had maybe 1,200 people in it. So, you know, everybody pretty much knows almost everybody. And then there's just friend groups of people. And of course, people talk behind people's backs, and there's rumors and there's shit like that, but it's not like, you know, big giant bully shoves dipshit band member into a locker, you know what I mean? That's not a lot. That's for 4 grades, sir. That's 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's like 300 per grade. That's not a lot of people. I don't think. I mean, maybe it is. Alright, let's look up NC average high school size. An average of like 800 students? That sounds somewhat correct. See, some of these have 5,000 kids. That's in Charlotte. So, like, okay, these 3 are in Charlotte. Just Charlotte, North Carolina. 3,000, 3,000, 4,000. Well, let's say 35, 35, 3. So, like, that's not, you know, 1,200 is probably not a lot. I don't even, see, I'm not even in the top 40. This one says 1,000, but now you know where I graduated from, so there you go. ranked 8 out of 10, Smile. Ignore the reading score. But I did tell you nobody could read around here. I did tell you nobody knew English around here. So I didn't lie. So yeah, we got 1,000 kids. What the fuck do they do at school then? I don't know, teach us nothing. I never had to pay attention, so I can't really tell you what you learn in school. Because anything that they ever did in school, as soon as the teacher said it, I knew it. So I never studied, so I don't really know what they taught us. I mean, in high school, you have to take, like, a natural science. You have to take biology. You have to take chemistry. I took physics. You take world history. You take U.S. history. And you take civics, which is about, like, the 3 branches of government, how bills become laws, how big's the House, the Senate, stuff like that. Like your normal, how to, voter stuff, laws. And then your English class, you just take, English every year, and then your senior year, you usually do a senior project and have to write like a college level paper. And I'm a nerd. I probably graduated out of the 300 kids. I was probably in the top 15 or 20. Now, did I take my studying seriously? No. I probably could have been in the top 5 if I wanted to be, but some of those people in the top 5 were just mega nerds. Like, 2 kids in my school went to Harvard, and 2 of them, like, went to, like, Duke and Carolina on full rides, academic scholarships. So, fuck that. My problem is like, I started hanging out with the wrong people, so I was high as a kite and would go into class and have physics first period in senior year, and sometimes I just wouldn't even get there on time. And I actually was late so many times the dude wanted to fail me. I had an A in the class and he was like, you've been late so many times, they've added up to absences and I have to fail you. And I said, no, because I have an A. So I think he gave me a C. And yeah, so that brought my GPA down a little bit. And then I was lazy and I took gym both semesters in my senior year, and all I did was, I didn't even take weightlifting. I took regular gym, and I would just go in the gym and shoot basketball for an hour and then go to my next class. There was no reason for me to to even bother. I mean, the thing about it is like, when you go to school, and these, like, my school has, like, you're going to be in class with people who are similar. It's like skill-based matchmaking, right? So there's an AP level class, which is you're taking a college class in high school, which I took AP World History, AP US History. I took a college physics, AP Physics, and I took Spanish 3, which counted for college classes as well. So then you have like honor level classes, which are like, you're in there with the smart kids, and then there's regular classes, and then there's like the step below, which I don't know what to call that. So you're usually with the same people. So like, education's not, it was kind of whatever. And the thing about American schools is, if you don't know something, the teachers aren't there to fail you. They aren't there to try to hold you back. They're not there to. They just want to see you like put in an effort. Like if you don't know something, as long as you're putting in an effort, they're probably going to pass you and give you an all right grade. So you're going to pass and go by fine. It's not about learning. It's just about putting in an effort. Isn't fled in the US? I don't think so. Come on, it's not the effort thing is important, right? But what's weird about American schools is that they don't do a good job of helping you with real life skills. So, do they teach you how to do taxes in school? No. So once you get out of school, do you know how to do your fucking taxes? Nope, no idea. Does anyone help you learn how to go and vote or register to vote and how to properly fill out a ballot? Nope. So you just gotta fucking go and show up and hope you did it right. Like they don't teach you basic life skills, which feels kind of weird. Like before people had automatic banking accounts that you could just pull up an app and check your statements in 5 seconds. So I'm dating my life, but like, 18 years ago, smile. You could like they would teach you how to balance a checkbook probably. That's every country's education system. Well, I don't get it. I don't need to know how to fucking do like angles and measure. Like I don't need to know the length of the triangle. Okay, I'm never gonna need to use Pythagorean's theorem to solve for the length of C. I'm never gonna use it. I am gonna file taxes every year for the rest of my fucking life. Until I retire. But in America, that's probably never, because you have to work until you die. So, I'm just never going to do it. Yeah, I'm never going to sine and cosine, bro. I'm never using sine and cosine. Ever. I don't think you should train your brain in that fashion. I think it should be more about how to effectively like read a book and retain the knowledge, right? So some people just read things and they regurgitate them. And in American schools, you're taught to memorize and regurgitate. Not learn, just memorize this formula, memorize this aspect of biology, this periodic table of elements, memorize the elements in biology, your makeup, your mitochondrion of cells, memorize how to use the three theirs, memorize where to use a comma and a semicolon. Don't learn it, just fucking regurgitate it back to me, and then I'll go check mark, and then you can pass. What you should do is learn at not your own speed, because you need to be pushed to a certain degree, but actually learn. So you take principles and you apply them. That's how you use a colon properly. So I think, there's some things that schooling could do better for. But, when America goes and they say, we need to spend $3 trillion to make stealth planes, and you drive down the road and there's giant fucking potholes on the highway, and your education system's dog shit, they probably could have just not built those planes and maybe paid teachers to care a little bit more, and maybe fix the roads, and maybe gave people health care, and maybe some of these things wouldn't be happening. But I don't know. Big bomber plane looks cool. And that's my problem with schools in general. Well, that's just American thing. No, America doesn't believe in citizens. Like, children are the future. America has what I like to call a band-aid attitude. Whenever America has a problem, Congress get together because it's become such an issue that they're forced to do something. And because everyone is on one side or the other and nobody thinks and actively goes, what would be best for the people that elected me? They go, who handed me the most money, whether that be the FDA, the NRA, another organization that's lobbying to hand them cash. What does my party want me to do so I can try to get reelected so I can get a ton more money? Because it's a job. They band-aid things. So instead of fixing a problem, you put a little band-aid on it and you go, somebody will fix that later. And if this band-aid gets people to shut up, then I can get reelected again, and then I'll put another band-aid on it until I feel satisfied. And that's the problem, ultimately, is that there's band-aid mentality and not fix a problem mentality. If you think about it, people think the president is an important aspect of American politics and that a president can do multiple things, when in reality, a president is just a big poster who stands there and takes all the criticism, because every bill has to pass through the House and the Senate to become a law. Sure, the president can veto that. The president can also make executive orders, but the next president can just write executive orders that denounce those, because there's only certain things you can do with an executive order. So, it's a lot of one side pushes this way, then people get mad, they elect the other side, and the other side pushes a little that way, and then it gets undone, back and forth. If you wait long enough, the problem will fix itself. You can't undo, but make countermeasures to stop that order. Alright, I have to go back up through here and read. Dictatorships, Monka Giga. Sounds like a barbarian bunch of no culture, no aiming group of people. Yes. We're a melting pot though, sir. We have tons of culture that we take from other people and places. Kind of like England. And no, they really don't have that much money. We're in such debt that we can't actually do that. Look, let me just show you a graph real quick. Ignore the spelling. I don't know what I was trying to type. Top 10 countries by military spending, Smile. Let's take a look here. Okay. In 2021, America spent $800 billion gajillion dollars. The people that we're afraid of spent 65. The other people we're afraid of only spent 300. I think we got it covered. It's like when you fucking have a glass of water and you go and pour some water in it, and they go, that's good, and you keep pouring, and you go, I think that's good, and you get to the top, and you go, no dude, it's full, and they fucking keep pouring. Should be converted to a percentage of GDP. Okay. Do you want me to type in? Let's see where it's at. Is there a way to search by GDP? There should be a way. I'll search by. There you go. That's 3% of our GDP. China spends 1.7. And where's Russia? look at this. This is kind of Giga Saudi Arabia. that's pretty Giga. So see, these other countries 1-2%. If you take off 1.5% of this, let's say we spent 2.2, like the UK. Okay, so if you take 1.2% of your entire GDP, you could pay for healthcare for fucking everybody. Not really, but like you could get pretty damn close. I mean, you could raise fucking teaching wages at least. It doesn't work that way, sir. I wish. Dude, what does India have that they need to spend $71 billion? I know that they have like a huge country full of people. But like, do they have cool planes and stuff? I don't know anything about India, so I can't say. That doesn't make me racist. It just makes me, you know, not understanding of other countries. Some of these countries, Jordan, Morocco, Ukraine, Oman, Jesus fucking Christ, Kuwait, some of these make sense, Iraq. Singapore, 3.2. Excuse me? Singapore spends more money percentage-wise of their GDP than Iran. Smile. If you gave that money to all Americans, every American would have $2 billion? I mean, not really. I mean, you could take a percentage of this and give everybody in America a check for $600 a month, probably. Fairly easily. No, America doesn't have mandatory service. Do you really think America would have mandatory service? Where I want to see compared to the rest of the world. Are we as fat as we think, Smile? Fattest countries, America. Okay, of course we don't have fucking mandatory service, okay? 70% of men and 62% of women are overweight or obese. Compare that to 38% and 37% of women worldwide. Just want to point that out. Hey, it's a percentage base, sir. It's different. It's not by total number. It's percentage based. You know you're really developed when you check the list? Oh, the list down at the bottom that showed fattest countries? Yeah, that makes sense. I think number 2 was like China, which was horseshit. Alright, so I'm going back to the review, goofballs. Giga, what happened? What did he do? I don't know which one of you made me go off on this rant, but like, fuck you, okay? That wasn't funny. History, close tabs. No, it wasn't that one. This. Yeah, right here. Largest population, so this doesn't count. Brazil, full of fat people? That's wrong. The women there are thick, they're wonderful, they're beautiful. Actually, this is just a list minus America of like beautiful women. It was Blazin'? Yeah, Blazin's banned. No, I don't. Actually, I don't. At all. I don't like them. Why would I like white women? Wait, you don't like tall women? Excuse me? What the fuck? What's wrong with being tall? Calling the police. We got him. Okay, I do kind of like there was a girl that I went to high school with that was short and she was cute and I kind of liked her, but I don't know if I'd like short women. I feel like they need to be an average height. I think they would have to be a very cute girl. Because if you're short and you live in America, then there's a chance that you could be fat. And your chance would go up than somebody who's tall. Just eat less? Dude, I went to McDonald's and got like 6 hash browns and a chicken biscuit this morning on the way back from work. Okay? Uh, that's probably a ton of fucking calories. It's probably not good for me. That was probably a mistake. But you know what? I'm not gonna get fat, so it's fine. Did I save this? You guys got me double, triple check. Making you hungry? Just eat less, then you'll never get hungry. Your stomach will shrink, and then when you hear food, you'll just like physically feel ill. Or actually, when you get hungry, just drink water or go exercise, and then you'll forget that you're hungry. I had to go buy gifts, like Christmas shopping for my daughter, so I had to get her mother to come with me, and her mother is bad in stores, and she goes everywhere, right? Like she'll go up and down every aisle. So I didn't get home, and well, I got back to her apartment and ate, but I ate at like 11 p.m. and I hadn't ate for like probably 30 hours at that point. And you know what? I was hungry at like 6 o'clock at the 24-hour mark. 24 hour mark. But you know what? By the time I got back and I got food, I wasn't even hungry anymore. So it's totally possible that you can just not eat and be totally fine. What did I buy? Well, it was 11 o'clock and there's not many places open, so I had to go to Taco Bell. And I got a steak quesadilla and nacho fries and 2 burritos. And I barely finished it. Honestly, after I ate the fries and the quesadilla, I didn't even want to finish the burritos, but I had fucking paid for them. And if I pay for something, I'm gonna eat it. Like, you know how it's always in Japan, like, if you buy something, you better eat all of it? Otherwise, it's a sign of disrespect? Yeah, if I buy something, I'm fucking eating it. Oh, the gifts. So I got her a hoodie that's like, it's kind of furry and it's like her favorite color. And then I got her a pair of pants. And then I went to Bath and Body Works and I got her like 2 different sprays and 2 different like little body washes. Because her mom uses Bath and Body Works, so she like feels like she has to. I got her a little necklace at like this kid's little jewelry store. It's like has her initial on it, and it's like a mood thing, so you put your thumb on it, and depending on your mood, it's a different color. I bought her the new Pokemon game. I bought her an art set, which like her mom does painting, and so she wanted to start doing painting, so it's got like a couple brushes in it, some acrylic paint, and some sketch stuff. And then I bought her like this little thing you can like sit on the floor that's got like, could technically be like a little study-ish desk. I don't know, everything was like probably $200 total. But I don't really, like, my family never really buys presents for each other, so, like, and my mom and dad never want anything, so, the only person that I really buy Christmas for is going to be my daughter, and so I don't care to spend that much money. Well, if I had a boy, I probably would have bought him a Switch too, because I bought her a Switch last year. And then she did good in school, so I bought her a game like recently in June, and then, you know, I'll buy her games and stuff occasionally. It's if I had a boy, I'd probably buy him a Switch. He'd probably enjoy playing that rather than God of War, because he'd still be the same age, be like 8, so probably shouldn't be playing God of War. I don't even know if he could beat it. My daughter finishing games before Anuraj and Mitesh. Omega Lol. She's gonna beat Pokemon before Major finishes Nier too. I saved the picture already. By the way, this was a great chapter, except I don't like the dad being like half a crazy person and half a normal person, and then giving the plan to them at the end. I think that's stupid. 1 second. I had to get something to drink. I was dying. And then I tried to open it, and it almost fucking spilled everywhere. I have to check one thing on my phone really quick, and then I'll be able to finish the review real fast. Okay, fix that. Alright, I think I'm gonna give this a good. It was a nice emotional moment, but the fact that the dad's like half crazy, half normal, and then I don't like that. Super cliche. How many more we got? Oh my goodness, I'm never gonna be able to finish by 1 o'clock. That's 30 minutes. There's no way I can do this. I blame every one of you for distracting me. All of you, distractions. 100%, you're all distracting. Asking me a million questions that I want to answer because I like answering questions. Look at Goryuka just deflect the blame after he 100% asked me about my daughter and a million other questions. And then blamed it on Blazin'. Can you believe the nerve of some of these guys? You know, personally, I think the letter Q should come later in the alphabet because I think it's a stupid letter. Don't at me. UXYZ? Yeah, that would be better. WQXYZ? Yeah, that sounds good. PUVWQXYZ. Yep, that sounds great actually. That's how I'm gonna pronounce it. When somebody asks me the alphabet, that's what I'm gonna do from now on. Hello, sir. How's it going? Any greats this week? I thought Akane-banashi was great. I thought Sakamoto was great. That's probably about it. Hmm. Without spoiling that, Mitesh, if you're completely caught up, the ending is kind of stupid. Like, the ending's good if they would have kept one of the brothers doing the thing, but when they revealed that, like, it wasn't that brother, it was the other doing the other thing, I was kind of like, nope, you've twisted it 3 times, and I fell for it the first time, because the whole thing, I hated the one person, and it was obvious that it should have been her, and then it was not, and I was like, okay, well, that makes sense, because you're laying out the proper thing, but then they were like, nope, it's not that, and I was like, nah, bro, I'm not cool with that. Like, it was great up until, like, the last 3 chapters, 3, 4, 5 chapters. And now it's just like, okay, well, this is still good, but, like, I feel like you kind of got, you know, what I would say is instead of, cooking a regular breakfast, you kind of scrambled some eggs there at the end. Yeah, if I didn't read the last couple, I think I would have been like, this was epic, this was great. But unfortunately, I read it, so. I mean, I would still recommend for people to read it because I think it's, like, good enough that it's worth the read because it's not that many chapters. It's like, what, 41 in total? But, yeah. What's good about that is that it got translated, and it was licensed by Kodansha, but those goofballs didn't print it. So I was like, well, I'll just wait on it, and if it gets printed, then I'll buy it. But once I read the last couple chapters, I was like, thank God they fucking didn't print it, because I would have sold my fucking copies right then. Just like I did with Beastars. I liked Beastars. It was fucking cool. Inspired some neat memes. I was reading it. I got to the last arc. I was like, fuck no, and I sold all of them. I was reading Dr. Stone. Did the same thing. Like, I don't want to be deceived too many more times. Hopefully Medalist gets a physical release. I just posted about that like yesterday, that those dipshits. I mean, I've been on the hype train since before it even was licensed. And it got licensed, and I said, this is a gem, go check it out. And at this point, it's winning awards. It's actually getting recognized by other people. And I'm kind of like, they'd be stupid not to start printing it, I think. I think this was good, but I don't even know if it was really good. I feel like it's probably not good, but I gave it a good. I'm probably going to give it an okay. Yeah, just give it okay. If there's one thing I didn't, like, I don't care to read Roboco and this dog shit Ichigoki Under Control, but I really just don't enjoy reading P6. Like, I just don't. Like, I normally like music stuff, it's just, I don't know what it is, I just don't like it. It's like when you go to an art gallery and the person says this is a deep painting and it's like a fucking dog shit with a banana on it. Like, that's not deep. And that doesn't mean that, like, I'm saying P6 is dog shit, because it's not, but I'm just, like, making it a way hyperbolic analogy. Anyway. Yeah, Ichinose family I think is pretty good, but I think they should switch family members now because I think that they've done what they could do with this present moment with the boy. I've watched some of it, but not all of it. I bet you that Matesh knows who this character is. He's never read this manga, but he'll see this name right here, and he knows who this girl is. I'll type it up here for you. If you say you don't know who it is, I'll type it. Why doesn't it have FGO up here? Yes, that would be correct. Caster, you do know. See, you knew. Alright, Arrow, I see you later, sir. Have a good night. Matesh, how did you know, sir? What? How did you know? I thought you don't play Fate Go anymore, sir. How did you just know? Oh, yeah, I'm sure you did, sir. I'm sure. Yeah, totally. I'm sure there was nothing significant that stood out about her character that made you remember her name 100% regardless for the rest of your life. This was actually a good fight. I think it's okay. Yeah, I think this is good. It's probably the first fight that I was like actually interested in the entire series. That actually like has implication for the next chapter. So that's probably why I think it's good, is it feels important. Yeah, at least she's not like she got beat and then she's like, would you like to be friends? You know what I mean? That would be annoying. Indeed, sir. Hunter Hunter time. Hog. There we go. I like all that text. More. Give me more text. Yep, that's a super valid point, that they seem to know a lot about dark magic. I kind of just want to know what's going on with the Nin beasts. I know that we spent so much time on it, but now I'm like curious as to what's happening. I want to see Kurapika for a second. Just a second. Just like 2 panels. Why did he make the transmitter so complicated for no reason? Like, Togashi, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but like, it didn't need to be this complicated on the transmitter. It can't pinpoint a specific location, but tells you a general direction, distance. So the closer you are, the higher pitched sound you'll get, shorter interval, and the color of the lit bar will get redder. Should be more red. This is what it looks like at 0. It receives the signal at a maximum radius of 1 kilometer, but there's no z-axis indicator. When the sound is close but direction is unstable, it means the transmitter is above or below you. Why the fuck does it need to be that complicated? It doesn't. It's like he specifically made it that complicated so that these guys are going to have trouble finding this guy once he goes through the teleporter. I still don't know what Nobunaga's power is. It has not been explained, so I'm curious. Still. that was the chapter. It was fine. This is the room you can't exit unless you kiss each other? Very cool. I mean, I don't really think anything special about this chapter. I don't think... You know, after last week's chapter, it's kind of hard to even come remotely close, so... I'm just glad that the story's heading at a decent pace. They're at the enemy's hideout. I don't like that the transmitter was so damn complicated, but, you know. Probably the only way that it takes the spiders so long to get there is that the transmitter's a piece of shit. Did I save the photo? Yes. I wanted to finish by the time that football came on, but I don't think that I'm going to be able to, lads. I think it's too late for that. Did I watch the Game Awards? Yeah, I watched it in Discord. I mean, the Game Awards didn't really have any games that I was like, yeah, dude, I can't wait to play this. The only things that I really remember were Hades 2. Really want to play that. And then I saw that Final Fantasy, at the end of the trailer, it says other platforms available 12/31/23. So at least that means Final Fantasy, the new one, will eventually come to other consoles and PC. Because I'm not buying a PlayStation for just that. Everything else that they kind of talked about really wasn't, you know, anything up my alley. Like Death Stranding 2, I mean, that's cool, but it's a walking simulator, not really for me. The music's always good. But I never even finished the first game. I mean, Creeds really liked it because it's got it's good acting, it's got a decent story, and it's, you know, but it's just too much walking. The play isn't just, it's just not fun. Unluck? Yeah, she's become a lot better as far as the character goes. What the fuck is this? No, what is this song? Get me out of whatever this is. Chrono Trigger? No reason. I mean, that explains everything. Yeah, it's like a bedtime song, like for babies. They don't LMAO, you know it's right. I like how she says wicked sick. She just stole Undead's catchphrase there. Man, you read Hunter x Hunter and then you read this and it's just all text too. I don't know what happened. You get near the end and they just want you to read a novel. Well, I think that the sales have been questionable because they don't push it. Like, they're not pushing it like they did Mashle. They're not pushing it like they do Sakamoto. They're not pushing it like they did Akane-banashi. If you tell the audience something is good and get a new audience to read it and check it out, they're more likely to go buy it because it is actually good enough probably to be bought. They did all that text just to come up with one plan and then say, this is our plan. Which I knew that that's probably they were going to deal with Autumn first, so. Yeah, they are going to give Undead Unluck anime news next week, and I think it gets a color page, but, you know, we all know that it's probably too late to just spark major interest in people buying. It'll have to be the anime that does it. But it is David Productions. They do JoJo, they did Fire Force, so they'll do a good job. It should help it, but it'll probably already be over by the time that the anime comes out, or right next to the ending, so. What's getting covered next week? It should be Akane-banashi. I mean, you might as well just count on One Piece, My Hero, JJK, Akane-banashi, Sakamoto getting a cover. One of those 5 every time you ask. That's what they do. Roboco got it this week just because of the anime. That's about it. Yeah, Roboco got it because of the anime, Aaron. Which they've mentioned the anime the past 4 weeks in the manga, so I didn't know if it was already airing or what. I like how he basically bribed her to go to Disneyland if she started playing, for real. They didn't even get to finish their conversation. They're like, good luck, but we're conducting some cutting-edge AI research. We play state-of-the-art, best of the best, and no matter what, I resign. Disneyland. I want to go to Disneyland. I'm sure nobody's gonna notice a bunch of people in scary black coats standing there with fucking shades on inside. I believe in him. He can do it for Disneyland. I would legit buy this if it was in English, maybe. If I had an open spot. But I doubt I would, because I would feel it with Akane if I probably had the open spot for a weekly series. I think we're gonna run out of spots here by the end. I have to shorten something. I don't remember what I shortened last week. Yeah, Black Clover's on break this week and then next week. I like how they said, "Oh, now it's getting serious." Yeah, and by "it's getting serious," we mean we're about to start wrapping it up. I like this. What did you do to my sister? Where's my sister at? Smile. Beat the holy heck out of you. I thought we were in for a bad chapter with the rabbits showing up at the beginning and using boing at the end of every sentence. But, you know, this actually ended okay. I think that this is actually an average chapter. At least they kind of admit, like, hey, here's like the end goal and what's going to happen, and we're kind of going to wrap it up pretty soon. To just check. I couldn't remember if I saved it or not. Sometimes I forget. Short-term memory, Omega Lol. Alright, Mashle time. He finally showed up. Oh, he's beating him like a drum. This is good. Big fan of that. Ree! I'm too short. I'm 2 letters short. Ree! There we go. Problem solved. Best chapter this week? Probably Sakamoto. I may fill everything in and then we're good to go. Oops, forgot to do this. Do a quick super crop here. Whew. Now next week, I don't know if I'm going to start right at 10. It's getting really close. Like, I'm coming home and having to, like, struggle to put everything in real fast. And make sure everything's done, you know. Because it's like I'm barely getting home on time, and every single week there's more and more mail. What anime am I planning to watch next season? I haven't even really looked. I can look real quick. Because the Vikings are about to punt, so it's not like anything's going to happen, I don't think, this drive. So I can look real quick. If Matesh is still here, I'm planning on watching shows after football. I'll probably watch Vinland. I'll probably watch Nier. I'll probably watch Inspector, maybe. I might watch a couple episodes of Tomo-chan. Might watch a couple episodes of The Spy Show. I'll watch Trigun. See, like, some of these I have, I have Nagatoro marked, but I've already read it, so I'm probably not going to watch it. I have Record of Ragnarok marked, and Ayakashi and This Dog Show marked, but I probably won't watch them. I'll watch Blue Giant for sure. I like music shows. Like, I just haven't looked through these and seen if there's anything that I really want to watch. Like, normally I'll go through and watch everything on the trailers one by one. I'll watch this show too. Sports and girls, that's cool. I'll just have to go through one by one and look for things, because I really don't want to watch anything I've already read. Except for maybe Vinland and Inspector. Just like, I went through here and dropped basically everything that I've already read. I mean, you click on dropped and you go to last updated. Drop Spy Family. Drop Chainsaw Man. Drop Blue Lock. Drop My Hero. I've already read all those. So, like, there's nothing, I don't want to watch them anymore. If I've already read it, I may pop in to watch, like, one episode or something that I really want to see, but I just don't have the time. I mean, I wish I had the time, but I don't really got the time anymore. So, if I do watch stuff, it'll be stuff that's brand new. No, I didn't drop Bleach, because I didn't drop Bleach. Just like I won't drop Golden Kamuy, just because I want to see those animated. I'll try to keep, just like I wouldn't drop Vinland, because I want to see Vinland animated, and I want to see Inspector animated. Like, I'll watch things that I really like, but like My Hero, I don't need to see it. Chainsaw Man, I wasn't in love with it, so I don't really need to see it. Spy Family's cool, but I don't really need to see it. Bleach, I really wanted to see. Golden Kamuy, I really want to see. So, like Berserk, I really want to see, because they added a few new scenes. So, it's just we'll do things kind of as they come, I guess, at my own pace. Anywho, next week I'll be back at the same time. The Christmas thing, unless people tell me in Discord like, hey, are you going to stream? Because I'll be there. Then I probably won't. I mean, I might be able to. It depends. There shouldn't be mail that's brought on Christmas. Like, I should probably have to go work that Monday, not the Sunday. So, if I do, I don't even think they'll let us scan stuff because nobody can deliver until 2. So I may have to get here, and if people want me to stream from like 10 to like right now at the latest, and then immediately leave, get down there, do mail, and then I gotta drive all the way to Bristol, which will be from where I'm doing the mail at like a 3-hour drive at least. So I'll have to drive an hour, then 3 hours, then 2 hours back home, but that's fine, I can do that. There is a next week? No, I'll be here next week. I'm talking about the 25th. Okie dokie, bros. The Witcher 3 update comes out on the 13th, smile. Poggies, which means I'll probably might play it. But raids come out for Call of Duty on the 14th, so I don't know if I'll play it or not. But I will probably play it just for Goryuka, because I can beat the whole game in 2 weeks, because I'll just play 9 or 10 hours at a time. And I'll do all of the quests, and I'll do all of the Gwent, and I'll pick all of the wrong choices, and I'll pick the worst waifu. And yeah, I'm definitely going to play the Cyberpunk DLC. I still have the game downloaded and my save data there, so. Why am I going to pick all the worst waifus? Because I need to pick different choices when I first played the game. So that means I can't pick Yennefer, I have to pick Trish. And that means I have to, when decisions need to be made, I have to make the wrong ones. And that means I have to play with a different Gwent deck than the one I was using. I'll try to use the multiples instead of laying down 7 spies and giving my enemy the first round after playing 4 spies and then have 5 more cards than him. And then beat him in the second round in 3 cards and then beat his ass in the 4th round real easy. Well, the DLC gives you a Skellig, like, DLC deck right at the beginning, so I might just try to use that and see if we can win with Skellig. But we'll see. We'll just see how it goes. If I do play, Tuesday, I have to go get my oil changed at 2 o'clock, and that's an hour drive away, because I go to a trusted person that I've been taking cars to since I turned 16, so like the last 14 years. So I probably won't play there. And then this Wednesday I don't have anything to do, so I'll probably play. Thursday I'll probably EU friendly stream. Friday I can play. Saturday I'll probably go see Emma and probably just give her presents there because her mom will be busy on the 24th, 25th, and 26th. And I'll also be busy on the 24th, 25th, and probably 26th. So the Skellig deck was meh. Well, you're looking at a god gamer. I can turn anything from meh into good. Alright, if I want to play something later, I'll play Call of Duty. Doubt it. But if I come back, then I come back. If not, then bye, I guess. Alright, see ya.